Now it appears the WWE has been sold to the Saudi Arabia Private Investment Fund. Join us now as we look at the ramifications of a WWE sale, both the challenges for the new owner and the ramifications for the entire wrestling industry. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. First, we look at the management structure. One of the biggest questions will be who will run the company. A new company usually means a change in management. In the WWE's case, there is a perception that WWE is a unique product that only people in the wrestling business can understand. While that's true to a certain extent, it ignores the fact that wrestling companies have often stagnated under wrestling management until a bold vision has been implemented, such as Vince McMahon taking the WWF National in the 80s or WCW's success with the NWO. WCW's name has come up as an example of what happens when a wrestling company is owned by an outsider. This is true to a certain extent. Ted Turner purchased WCW because wrestling had always been a consistent source of good ratings at a relatively cheap cost. Turner's problem was that it took him years to find the right person to run the company, with wrestlers and non-wrestlers alike stumbling until Eric Bischoff helped take WCW to new heights and, well, some would say new lows. The WWE is a solid product right now, and one of the best stocks to buy. Given Vince McMahon's relationship with the Saudi Arabia's PIF and rumours we've heard, it's likely Vince will resume control of creative. There's a belief among some that this will be a requirement of the sale. Fans may not be happy with Vince returning to creative, but the new owners likely see value in entrusting creative with someone who has run the company since the 80s. What about the wrestling roster? Who will stay and who will go? This is more than just a question of who the WWE's new owner will want to keep around, but which wrestlers will want their releases. It doesn't take a genius to say that certain wrestlers will be released or demand a release, including Honorary Uce Sami Zayn and his friend Kevin Owens, based on Saudi Arabia's atrocious human rights record, or Saudi Arabia refusing to allow them into the country. Wrestlers who are members and or allies of the LGBTQ community will probably leave too, barring a complete 180 in Saudi Arabia's policy towards them. This will likely also be other wrestlers who want out due to grievances with the Saudi Arabian government policies. There are other reasons why a wrestler might want out when a new owner takes control. Perhaps a wrestler sees the new ownership as an opportunity to get out of their WWE contract and find work elsewhere. In another instance, the creative team might change and the wrestler feels their WWE career options are limited. It could even be something that a wrestler feeling the new owner is not a good fit for operating a wrestling company, something we'll look at next. What about the tone of the company? The WWE's current family-friendly tone is hard to pin down as far as TV-PG or TV-13 goes, largely because the labels are arbitrary. However, fans can tell the differences between today's product and, say, the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. Will the new owner change the WWE's family-friendly presentation? It's too early to tell, but even the perception of a change in tone could lead to a mass exit of fans. Recall that when the WWF purchased ECW and WCW, there was talk of just how much the WWF's audience would grow since there was only one game in town. But to their astonishment, WCW and ECW fans tuned out. Why? Well, many believe it was due to the different style in wrestling and that WCW and ECW loyalists had no desire to watch the WWF. That could happen depending on how fans perceive the Saudis changing the WWE product. Even if the new owner doesn't change a thing, Vince McMahon's perception is reality could play out. But what about the corporate challenges? The new owner will have to deal with new challenges. First, there's the nature of live television and the challenges involved with touring. The WWE Universe is used to a company's world-class production values in its television and its live events, including PLEs. If the Saudis lavish money on the WWE product as they do their other sports washing, or we mean sports endeavors, cost shouldn't be a problem. However, just as wrestlers may opt out of working for the new owner, production people may opt out. Another interesting question is how to deal with locker room politics. If Vince McMahon is running things, wrestlers all know to do the things the Vince way or the wrong way. On the other hand, will wrestlers be able to deal with Vince after months of working in the reportedly relaxed atmosphere they enjoyed under Triple H? There are so many other questions, more than we can cover in this video, a new owner could face. Even something like deciding to continue the brand split could lead to unexpected problems. But where will it be broadcast? Where would the WWE's content be broadcast? This is one of the biggest challenges to the new owner. It could be difficult for a broadcast or streaming service to take the WWE, as there are two reasons. The first, there could be resentment since they weren't given the option to bid on WWE. The second is the stigma of working with the Saudi government. Now having weekly TV could be a huge problem. The new owner will likely find some way to air the WWE, but will it reach a big enough market in North America? This is essentially if the new owner intends to continue holding live events and PLEs. However, as we'll see later, the new owner may also have a new business model. What about the backlash against the buyer? As we previously discussed how wrestling fans may tune out of the WWE simply due to an entity like Disney purchasing it, now the WWE faces magma hot controversy due to an apparent purchase by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. A quick look at the PIF's efforts to start its own golf league will reveal all you need to know about the potential. In 2021, the Saudis founded its live golf league, one to rival the PGA. The PIF reportedly invested $2 billion in it, with the accusations that the Saudi government is continuing its practicing of sports washing, essentially buying legitimacy in the public eye by holding sporting events featuring world-class athletes. How would fans react to PIF buying the WWE? The mere idea of the Saudis buying the WWE has already caused both panic and outrage amongst fans. However, just as the WWE has ignored criticism for holding its shows in Saudi Arabia, it's obvious Vince McMahon doesn't care due to the annual $100 million payouts. One can only imagine how many billions the WWE is being offered. How will it affect other companies? If the WWE is bought out, it could have a major impact on the entire wrestling industry. First, there's the idea of what if any vacuum will be created by the new owner. Depending on whether the Saudis air the product, there could be some major openings for wrestling content. Does this mean that Impact is going to air on Monday nights? Well, unlikely, but AEW could find itself in a great position when its deal with Warner Bros. Discovery expires. Also, how could it affect wrestlers? Another area to watch out is how wrestlers themselves will be affected. We've already discussed the new owner may release wrestlers and that wrestlers will want their releases. But what about the WWE's current classification of wrestlers as independent contractors? If Saudi Arabia finds it difficult to woo certain talent into staying, they may offer more than a lucrative contracts. They may offer things such as generous benefits or even a limited status as employees. Would they be willing to do so? Well, judging from the generous funds they've spent on their golf league, it seems very possible. But they will be taking things to new heights. While there are risks with the new owner, there are also benefits no one can envision. The management and a potential owner may have a clear vision of how to take the already successful WWE and take it to new heights through any number of ways, including new markets, new marketing approaches, new booking, or ideas that no one has thought of or successfully implemented. Currently, the biggest obstacle is the stigma of Saudi Arabia owning WWE. However, the public often has a short memory. Fans have criticized WWE for airing its shows in Saudi Arabia, but that hasn't stopped them from tuning in, often in record numbers. Furthermore, the public continues to support companies such as Apple and Nike, both of which have been accused of horrendous labor practices. Likewise, wrestlers' track record of failing to stand up for themselves suggests many will step into line once the new owner takes control. But the WWE's ultimate fate. Will the WWE's new owner know how to keep it running smoothly? If they stumble, will this allow companies like AEW to gain the lead, or will business slide in general as wrestling's popularity declines due to poor decisions by WWE's new owner? The wise approach seems to be keeping the WWE's infrastructure in place, including its wrestlers, creative team, and the people who make it run every day, ranging from office workers to stage crews. Whether or not the new owner takes a prudent course could determine the fate of not only the WWE, but the entire wrestling company. If the WWE fails through mismanagement, wrestling itself could be viewed as worthless, and other promotions could find themselves struggling to get lucrative TV deals as advertisers will feel it's not worth the investment. As incredible as it may sound, the WWE's affiliation with Saudi Arabia could lead to a backlash against wrestling in general. What do you guys think though? Has Vince McMahon killed WWE? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.